Welcome to the podcast, everybody. Really Real Show podcast.
Great little theme tune. I was waiting to chime in, but I didn't know the harmony. Really Real podcast.
Really, I thought I'd sing it because you're a singer, so I'd be like, Really Real podcast.
Really eerie, 80s cartoon, like Bagpuss sort of thing. Really Real podcast.
So I'm Adam. Welcome along, everybody. And today, very special guest, returning guest, friend of the show,
Sandra the Dreamweaver.
Was it reoccurring guest?
Yeah, guest squared. I'm here all the time.
It's your third time on the show now, isn't it?
Yeah, cubed.
That's crazy. It's almost like you've outstayed your welcome already.
Well, you brought me here, so...
That's true.
Actually true.
This is the podcast, Really Real Show, and Jordan Gray is here.
Hello, that's me.
Do we still do Jordan Gray, a.k.a. Talk That Friend?
I would like you to address me as Miss Friend and nothing else.
Miss Friend?
No, little kids come up to me and they go, oh, Talk That Friend, that's my name.
Yeah.
And someone said to me, oh, so tall. I'm like, what do you think my name is? Didn't change my name by deed poll. Tall Dark Friend is a great little stage name, but Jordan Gray is fine. Thank you.
Well, the beauty of this, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to let it run down for you because obviously you don't really know what's going on at the moment. You just sort of I'm here or whatever. Yeah. I'm like, right, I'll lay it down. This is the Really Real Show podcast. You've done this before.
Yeah, I have.
So this bit here that people can hear, right?
Yeah.
Didn't go out on the radio. This is just in the podcast.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because how it works for any new listeners right now. And because you're on the show, there probably is going to be new listeners right now.
I like that. That's really sweet.
You are getting this bit extra.
Bonus content.
It's like behind the scenes.
Should I do something that I would never do live on radio then?
You can't swear.
No, I wasn't going to swear.
Yeah. Well, what would you do then?
I don't know. I didn't think that far. Oh, hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime girl. I don't know. I'm dancing. You just can't see. I'm doing my best for you.
Yeah, because this is behind the scenes. This is extra. This is the intro to the podcast. I mean, usually I would do an intro at the end of the show and then kind of tease it
it's a bit counterintuitive.
coming up on this show, you will hear this.
Okay, yes.
But I'm like, no, I just like to jump straight in.
So, but now if I say, coming up in this show, you'll hear a lot of chat about, for example, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. So we would then have to talk about it.
Oh, we'll do that then. Right. Why don't we do it? We will come up with random things that we have to throw in in there. I did this with a guest a couple of weeks back. Just a few little topics that we're going to throw in.
Okay.
And then see if we can just get round to them.
Okay.
So Tyrannosaurus Rex, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
I also want to talk about how do speakers work?
Tubes.
Well, exactly. We're going to talk about that later.
Oh, all right. That's the bonus content that they don't. Right. We will talk about that.
Because when this show went out, 8 till 9 on Chelmsford Community Radio, it went out without this bit and without the outro was coming.
Yeah, it's that genius that we... Yeah.
So anyone that's downloaded the podcast, they're like, we're part of the extended crew.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not when you get Lord of the Rings, you go to cinema to see it, then you get the extended cut. And you feel a bit cheated. You're like, hang on.
The movie in of itself is 3.5 hours or whatever.
You
get an extra little half
10 hours.
Yeah.
An extra 10 hours of more walking. That's all it is. So people are like, what is this Really Real Show then? What is it?
Yeah.
Well, it is supposed to be a radio show based around movies and oneself with one guest.
Okay.
And we just talk about movies. I kind of we don't really talk about movies anymore.
Because I've been here twice and I would not have said that about the show. We did talk about movies, but it was so much more.
It was nonsense. We talked nonsense. That's what I love about it. It's real nonsense with two E's. Real with two E's. Not nonsense with two E's. Because that'd be nonsense.
You're not seeing my facial expressions when I'm talking to Adam on the radio, obviously. I'll have to think of sounds that I can communicate my facial expressions with.
Okay, should we try them out then? So when you're smiling, what sound do you make?
That's going to get annoying.
Or you could just be one of those people that explains things
smile.
Smiley face emoji.
Hashtag smile. My brother does it. He goes to laugh and he goes, lol. I'm like, however funny something is, he's ready to burst into tears. He's like, lol. That's a waste.
It kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah, so it's repressed laughter going on inside of him. Lol.
He's like, well, I thought I'd write it down. But I bet you, when he texts, he doesn't put lol, he puts
Yeah.
I do that. I put lol.
Mashing the H and the A, getting the occasional J in there because it's impossible not to sometimes.
And then your phone auto-corrects every time you go to put H and it just automatically puts it in. You're like, wasn't even that funny, really, what I just wrote. But
Yeah, it's like how many times you wrote laugh out loud, LOL so many times. How many on average do you think you actually laughed out loud for? It's probably not that many.
None.
Yeah.
1%. And that's when I do put
and people of a certain generation that still thinks LOL means lots of love, which I think is so sweet. So they put lol on the end of every text. Lots of love.
Lots of love.
Yeah.
What? Especially when it's something really sad.
Happy Valentine's Day, baby. We've been together for like 5 years. Lol.
Oh, we've got a good show lined up today, people. So, what happens now? Right, just to explain it to you and new listeners.
Okay.
Is that we're going to go into a show. There's going to be like a little theme tune.
Yep.
Right. Then the show starts, and that's when the radio listeners are there.
Yeah.
So what you'll probably hear now, and I do apologise, you'll probably hear like another little intro.
Well, that's cool, but they know. They know.
Yeah. So it's like, don't feel like you're hearing the same thing twice.
Listen for subtle nuance in the difference.
Yeah. Feel like you've heard us do this before, and you feel like part of that. Feel like you're behind the curtain, peeking from the side. Yeah,
if you're listening to the podcast, have a quick sip of something. Because you know, like when you have a drink and you can't hear for that second because it's like your mouth is full and your ears are then blocked. Yeah. Like you have your swig of whatever you're drinking in your tea now.
That's a horrible feeling though, because it's like, it is.
Yeah, but it's a sacrifice you have to make for a lovely cup of tea.
It is true, yeah, it is true. So we're going to crack on with the show. Are you ready, Jordan? You are?
I am. I can't even do it. I can't even replicate the sound. How rubbish am I? Right.
That was the creepiest sound I've ever heard in my life. I'm going to take that bit out. Sound bite it. Right, here we go.
Ready for the show?
Let's go.
Put that coffee down, because it's time for the Really Real Show with Adam Barker. One man, 1 hour, one mission. What that mission is anybody's guess. But stick around, because life's too short not to sacrifice your time for a show hosted by a guy who thinks the moon landings were fake.
Ain't no stopping us now.
Whoa! Well, I am familiar with your compulsion to follow the rules, but you see, I can't do that.
So fetch. What is fetch? Oh, it's like slang from England.
I felt a great disturbance in the force.
What have we done?
He is coming. Cover your butt.
And welcome to the Really Real Show here on Chelmsford Community Radio, CCR.
I remember that theme tune.
Yeah.
It brings back memories.
Look at you. You're like, oh, I know everything. Yeah. You right?
That was a really poor representation of your theme tune. But...
Right, I'm Adam. It is Saturday night between 8 and 9, and it's CCR downtime. It's downtime, everybody.
Okay.
Right? I
feel intimidated.
I've done it. I've taken that and I've made it my own. Between 8 and 9 on CCR, it is downtime.
Nice.
Which means I ain't going to be playing music with structure and chat with actual relevance. It's just downtime. It's relax, chill out.
Vent any of your strange psychedelic thoughts.
Yeah, don't think too much about it.
Okay.
Listen. If you don't like it, just keep listening.
Great advice. There's no alternative. If you like it, keep on listening. If you don't like it, listen though anyway.
Just keep it on. You know what I mean? And just maybe put yourself through it. You know what I mean? Just be like, I don't like this, but I feel like to really dislike it, I have to keep listening.
Yeah, to prove that you didn't like the whole thing.
Exactly, because then you can actually tell people. But then by the end of it, you actually, you know what, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
And then it also makes whoever turns up at 9 o'clock look really good because you just heard us for an hour. Yeah. Anyway, I got a guest in today.
That's me, I think. Unless there's somebody else here.
What? No, just you.
Okay,
just
yeah,
you.
Good.
You've been on the show before. You are the one, the only.
Woo! Oh, early. Go on. I love it. Say my name.
I was going to... Jordan Gray!
That's me. Oh, I'm so sorry. Was that squealy squeezy? Oh no. How do we form people in advance?
No, we don't.
We can't.
We don't. You sound like Tyrannosaurus Rex you did to doing
that. Speaking of the old Tyrannosaurus Rex. I do love me a good dinosaur, Adam. I don't know about you. What was your favourite growing up?
Favourite dinosaur?
Yeah, because they were distinct from one another in very specific ways.
There was, and if you're in the school playground, you had to have a favourite dinosaur.
Yeah.
So you had to be like, what's your favourite dinosaur? And you got in packs. It
actually was quite territorial.
It was, didn't it? And you were like, look, if you don't like this type of dinosaur, then I don't want to be your friend.
Yeah.
And it got to that point, because Jurassic Park was big when I was a kid.
Huge.
And it was like...
Yeah. I feel like that's... because my absolute love of Pokemon comes from. It's that thing of you get these little monsters in shells. And they were essentially, like, before Pokemon, it was which dinosaur did you like the best? Mine was the Pterodactyl.
Because it could fly?
Yeah. It broke the barrier of land and sky.
It was like, why limit yourself?
Yeah.
Why limit yourself to the ground when you can be in the sky?
Dangerous looking thing.
Get away from things.
Yeah. What was yours? You didn't.
Mine was the Triceratops.
Oh, it was?
The free horn.
Like in Land Before Time, there was a Triceratops.
Yeah. And it was really angry.
Yeah.
For no reason.
And in Jurassic Park, did you recently see, I mean, I'm probably so late to the game, but that picture of Steven Spielberg posing with the animatronic Triceratops, and all those people online like, how can he be allowed to make films after killing that beautiful animal for its horns?
I do remember that.
For its carbon fibre horns.
That just reminds you that there's people out there.
Yeah.
That's it. There's people out there like that. It's as simple as that.
There's some good mileage out of that meme. I enjoyed that meme a lot.
So the Really Real Show, Jordan Gray is here. Third time on the show.
Yep.
You're glad to be back?
How does it compare to the last two times I hear you ask? It's similar because it's the same room and space, but I feel like we've both evolved as people.
We have.
And the knowledge that I was here before makes it different from the first time because there was no knowledge of that.
Well, last time you were on the show, we had a good chat about stuff and we had a good laugh. I mean, since then, I'll tell you what's been going on in my life.
Yeah. Were you on The Voice?
I've been on The Voice.
Go on, I'm sorry I interrupted you.
I've been on The Voice.
How did you do?
Really well.
Yeah.
I got, they didn't turn for me at first.
Right.
But then I got called back.
That sounds heartbreaking. How did you deal with it in a really diplomatic, nice way?
I become my own Triceratops.
Yeah.
Thick-skinned, a bit grumpy.
Yeah.
But I thought, I'll get through this.
And mildly horny.
Yes. 3 hornies. And I got a call back.
Okay.
To come back on the show.
Is revolutionary. That's never happened on the show before.
Never.
As far as I remember.
And then I got put onto a team and I had to do a battle.
Okay. Whose team did you get put onto?
To Paloma.
That is
Faith.
Amazing. She is wonderful. I imagine she's really taken a shine to you.
Yeah, she really liked me. She said I was like revolutionising just the world.
Blimey, that is a bold claim. Let's rewind a little bit. That's really great. Okay, and your battle. So explain to people that don't understand the premise.
Well, to be fair though, like I got through the battle. You had to do a duet with someone.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. And then you got one of them had to leave. Or they could get stolen.
Okay,
by another
that's
judge,
what happens.
another mentor,
okay,
another coach, and luckily the guy I was singing with got stolen.
That is amazing.
So it's like a win-win.
Yeah,
I got through, he got through, and then got through round to it's like a knockout stage, which I can't talk about now.
Okay, that's fair enough
because that's as far as we got.
Yeah. Okay.
Hang on a minute, that wasn't me.
You gave a lot of detail though. You did just give me a lot of detail.
That wasn't me. That was you. It was you.
We fooled him, Adam.
I thought I didn't feel right. I thought, hang on.
For a moment, it was like living vicariously through you as my own life. It was really odd.
Do you know what made me realise it wasn't me?
What?
Do you know what made me realise it wasn't actually me? It was you.
The nature of reality.
It was the fact that last weekend I wasn't on The Voice. I was at home eating pizza.
Watching The Voice. Right.
So I'm one of those people where I'm watching TV and I think that's me.
You got so into it.
The amount of times that I've been like, I go tell people what you've been up to today, and I'm like, I sat around with my best friends and we just moaned about everything all day long. No, sorry, I was watching Loose Women.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I was watching Loose Women.
Oh, those ladies.
I just get caught up. I get caught up in them, all these things, you know what I mean? It's like, someone asked me last week, so what'd you do? I said, I was being a butler for a really, really rich family. And I said, no, I was watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I was running a hotel in Torquay and someone came in and I wasn't allowed to mention the war.
Yeah. Living in that world, I just zone out. But anyway,
yeah.
All jokes aside,
yeah.
Let's be serious now.
Okay.
Jordan Gray from The Voice is right here, right now.
It's weird that has now become a suffix on my name. That's what people sometimes say, like in public to me. They go, the other day I got off a train and this woman wanted to call my name from behind, didn't know my name, so she goes, "Girl from the telly, girl from the telly." Like I'm then going to turn around and be like, "I'm girl from the telly." Like, I didn't want to be that arrogant, because what if Beyonce was in front of me?
Exactly.
She turns around.
Amanda Holden was there.
Yeah.
Girl off the telly, and then you turn around and they'd be like, No, Amanda Holden.
Yeah. So I thought that was really...
And then you turn around, why do you turn around, Amanda? And she's like, because I didn't think they were talking to me.
Yeah, I'm now Jordan Gray from The Voice. That's actually a thing in my life, which I find really surreal. Very flattering that people have enjoyed it so much. And people really have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I've overwhelmingly positive support. And I think it's because I didn't get, as you say, a turn.
I thought I didn't, stage. But no, you didn't.
Yeah. Like, and it means that, I mean, who the hell kicks someone when they're down? Nobody came back with, you shouldn't have gone through.
How dare you?
Yeah. It's been really nice. And now, very fortunately, back in. It's been wonderful. BBC have treated us all amazingly well. As I expected, it's BBC. There is a high standard and they really do maintain that high standard. We're having a great time.
Yeah.
And now the knockout's coming up.
Knockouts! Yeah. So that's how far we got in the competition.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm rooting for you. There's loads of people out there rooting for you. Mm-hmm. So you've got a lot of fan base on that now.
Yeah. All over the place. Like Thailand, Russia, America, Africa, Australia.
How they watch it?
I know.
Doesn't make any sense.
I think they probably all stream it on YouTube afterwards, but because then the YouTube videos don't show who got through. Oh, if you got through. So they watch it and then they comment on Facebook, how did it actually go?
Yeah. I'm living in Thailand. Who is this person? Who won?
Yeah, there is a big transgender contingent out in Thailand, obviously, and so a lot of people behind me. People that haven't heard me from before on the show.
Yeah.
I'm transgender, by the way. that is what it is.
There you go.
Yeah. There's literally nothing more to it than that. We was talking about that in the car.
It's black and white, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
You tell a kid, there's a boy, but he's a girl now. They're like, okay.
Yeah. Can I have some cake?
Have some cake? Exactly. I was just going to say that. Yeah. And so, great contingent out in Thailand that are all really supportive.
Yeah.
We're all over the world. It's amazing. It's a great time to be trans, and it's still difficult, but it's nice to be a positive example on primetime TV. I get to hopefully be a positive example of a human being and a transgender person on Saturday nights.
And all I'm doing on Saturday night is doing a show. Where
last
show. Week I talked about what I was going to wear to the Oscars next year. That was last week's show.
So ambitious plans. I like that.
People see. Now I know what's happening, man. This is how it's going to be a bit awkward for me. No. People are going to be listening to this for you. I don't care who I am.
Wow.
I'm just that guy that, like in Wayne's World, when they go to the radio station, they got that handsome Bob or whatever, and he's not actually listening to them talking, and they're telling him something. He's like, yep, oh yeah,
like facilitating the conversation.
Yes, they don't care about me. This is not my show. This is your show today.
Well, where is it? I feel a bit like a collaboration. Somewhat
like a battle.
Like a battle.
We could have a battle.
Speaking of back in tracking, the Oscars.
Yes.
That was pretty mad, wasn't it? Have you spoken about the Oscars on the show already? How long has it been since the Oscars?
About 2 weeks now.
Eddie Redmayne obviously was I'd say obviously. His portrayal in The Danish Girl, amazing, really broke my heart. And especially coming off of Fear of Everything into that.
Yeah.
Amazing. But he didn't win.
He didn't, but he was Leo's year.
Yeah, nobody's going to take that away from Leo.
No,
he's not going to let anybody take that away from him.
No one is.
And also that speech he gave, super slick.
He's too cool, isn't he?
He learned his whole speech, and if he not won, he'd been sitting on that geyser of words that was going to go.
He wrote that speech 10 years ago.
He was like, I know some people think global warming's still a myth. Now in 1998.
Yeah.
But I promise you, the ice caps are melting. Yeah. I love him. I do actually love him.
I always say though, he won that award for The Revenant. And people are saying it's not his best performance, but then you're just like, then it's all accountable for taste and that. Yeah. I mean, I think personally he should have won. Have you seen Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah. Oh.
He shouldn't have won an Oscar for that one scene in Wolf of Wall Street where he's trying to get out of the car when he's on the drugs.
Yeah.
Just for that one scene, he should have got Best Actor.
Recreating that scene twice in the super drunk state and the apparently sober state. Amazing. Yeah.
Such a good film.
It's I know it's not how the Oscars works, but he just deserves one by now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like whatever he brought out this year.
It was like, I think they said that. They were like...
If it had been Flubber 2...
they were like he's reinventing the Flubber generation, the Flubber...
Yeah.
Oh, Flubber 2. But you know,
It sounds like a Pokemon.
He
Flubbertoo.
he took a risk,
Yeah.
and he turned an old Disney cartoony, over the top Robin Williams movie, and he turned it into something with hairy beards.
I was fascinated with Flubber.
Yeah.
I used to, honestly, I was such a weird little kid, and everything was an experiment, and I kept trying to make living Flubber.
Yeah.
God knows what I put into a petri dish, and I nearly blew myself up so many times as well.
Don't try that at home, kids.
It's impossible.
Don't try to make something that doesn't exist.
It's sentient rubber. Like, it's not doable at this stage in our scientific understanding, let alone with a home chemistry set and a plug. Yeah, you know what? Just in case kids are listening, I won't tell you what we did, because it's so dangerous. Don't try anything at home ever. Sit still, listen to this podcast, and have a glass of water, a cup of water, a plastic sippy cup of water. Don't go anywhere, ever.
Just be safe.
Yeah. Eat Cheerios out of the box.
Just watch TV and live your life through TV. That's what I do. It works perfectly.
Yeah.
So today, me and Jordan, we're just going to have a chat, really. Just have a little catch up. What it is, this is how we're going to sort of sell it to people. Me and you, we're friends, right? We've known each other for a while now. You've been on the show. I've known you before you become the voices, Jordan Gray.
Yeah.
So we just have like a little chat, like, you know, just like we would on like Loose Women.
Yeah. That time that we were both on Loose Women.
Yeah. That was a good show, wasn't it? We did that.
Loose Women, like, I've not watched it for a little while, because there was some controversy around some statements that they made around trans women. But then I'm one of those people, like, say, like, obviously I can't take a stance because I didn't listen to the entire thing. Yeah. I'm not going to be one of those people that gets carried away with like all the hype of it.
Someone said something.
Yeah.
Someone's ears prick up.
But I am worried I'm going to listen back to an old episode and be like, oh, women, loose women.
Oh, behave.
Yeah, you didn't say that was not a good thing you said. But anyway, yeah, that time we was on Loose Women. We did speak casually, and that's what we're going to recreate.
No. We're going to do that.
Okay.
So the really real show, what we're going to do for like the next 45 minutes on the show, just have a nice chat.
What movies do you like?
We just be like, what was the last film you... When I started this show, this is how sad it was.
Yeah.
That was my question. What was the latest movie you watched? You just become so tedious and so like, no imagination.
I've started buying movies in doubles. I buy 2 movies at a time and watch them back to back. The last 2 I bought was Inside Out and Big Hero 6.
I love those. My little boy loves Big Hero 6.
Yeah.
He's got a little Baymax doll.
Oh.
A little cuddly toy. He goes to bed with it every night. Oh. Baymax. Baymax.
Wait, it's got a speaker in it. Like a squidgy speaker, and it says stuff.
How do speakers work?
No, I mean, like inside the toy, is there a little push button so you squeeze it? Oh.
No. But how do speakers
work? Sound.
No. My boy says Baymax.
Oh, okay. I mean, you take it to bed and it's like...
How do speakers work, Jordan?
Oh.
Could you tell me that?
The history of speakers began in 1616, and basically what it was, they miniaturized a person, which took it was a considerable scientific endeavor, and forced them to live inside these boxes known then as speakies.
Speakies.
A colloquial term invented by the Irish, of course, in 1774.
Fact.
Yeah. And it was they just would say to him, we'll give you a general gist of what we need you to talk about, but after about 9 o'clock you can swear and go nuts and it's absolutely fine, and we'll call that the watershed. Because the origin of that word, of course, is because these little boxes, which were in of themselves quite shedish, shed-like, if he was misbehaving, they would just take a jug and fill it up to its brim and drown the little man inside. And therein lies the story of the speaker.
There you go, everybody.
It's just weird to think we're surrounded by so many speakers right now with little drowning men inside.
So much history. So much history, right?
Speakers are like tubes in it.
Tubes in it.
Tubes and wires.
Tubes and wires, yeah. Not that exciting, really.
Yeah.
Anyway, really real show. What we've got to do now, because we're on the radio, we need to play some adverts, because that's how things get paid for.
Okay.
Right?
So that people don't have to pay for this, because obviously the adverts pay, and that's great. People get to listen to this for free, and it's paid for by adverts.
Yeah,
that's
so listen to the adverts and buy their stuff or get involved in what they're trying to sell.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But you don't have to, you don't want to. I'm not making you do it.
Yeah, we're impartial.
But that's the idea of an advert.
But I will say that the things that are coming up next are so great. I've really just put my name to that now, so don't get anything bad. But it's all good stuff.
All right, when we come back, me and Jordan, we're going to keep talking, using our voices.
Like a speaker.
Be back in a minute. Bye.
Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even Tumblr. Whatever that is. Real Show CCR.
Welcome back to the Really Real Show.
That was a different theme tune on the way in.
Yeah, it's a different bed.
Yeah, it makes me uncomfortable. I need consistency. I feel scared.
Don't like change.
Yeah.
It's coming from you, that's ironic.
Well, not for everybody else around me. Yeah. They can deal. People can deal.
So Jordan Gray, a.k.a. Tall Dark Friend, a.k.a. Jordan Gray from The Voice, a.k.a. Girl off the Telly.
Girl from the Telly. Go from the Telly. Go from the Telly.
So, last time you were on the show, it cracked me up because I still tell people the story, is when you said a story about a time you went on stage and they introduced you wrong because you went under the moniker Tall Dark Friend as your sort of stage name.
Yeah.
And they called
Nobody ever hears the word Tall Dark Friend properly. So you get maybe Tall Dark Stranger or Tall Friendly, whatever. Hashtag Long Tall Black Man. South End Battle of the Bands, circa 2011 or whatever it was. Welcome to the stage, Long Tall Black Man. Hey everybody, I'm apparently Long Tall Black Man.
People were like, I don't get it. You're like, stop my name.
It's not a conceivable thing. The dimensions are so weirdly off. You wouldn't describe anything in those terms. Long and tall.
I'm dying here.
Yeah. Oh. But just to think in any universe that anyone would choose that name for themselves is the best thing. That's.
Did you not say this first afterwards? Did you really think that was my name? They were like, I do think it was a bit weird.
The weirdest part is that nobody laughed. That is the weirdest part. The audience were like, yep, legit. That's legit.
They're like, it better be good.
Yeah, you can't. Exactly. I can't think of a more random name than that. You go to, like that thing when someone says, oh, that was so random, like, and then everyone for some reason says, oh, the chicken something. And it's like, chicken, cheese. Some things are just random, but they're not random because everyone mentions them. Oh, watermelon shoes. That's not random because that's everyone thinks of that. But Long Tall Black Man is the most random thing to think of, and I can't think of a more random moniker than that.
Oh, don't! That's killing me. Yeah. It's so funny. Anyway, Really Real Show. So
every time you introduce the show, it's with more pain in your voice. Really Real Show.
By the end of the show, I'm just going to be screaming in agony. Oh, people are still listening,
Oh, they know.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for downloading, or thank you for listening live on Chelmsford Community Radio.
How were those adverts, eh?
Yeah, good. Well, on the podcast, people don't hear the adverts.
Okay.
They just you hear like a little man say something witty and funny.
Yeah.
Then it goes back into the show.
But we're on the radio now, aren't we?
We're on the radio.
So radio.
So they heard adverts.
How was it?
I don't know, you tell me.
And podcasters, sorry you didn't get any adverts. They were smashing. I bought everything I heard about and more.
Yeah. Anyway. So you're on The Voice, right?
Yeah.
Go up to the knockout stages.
They do tell me that.
Right. So what's it been like, the journey so far?
It's an emotional rollercoaster because I didn't get a turn, and I literally like my mum and her partner and my partner came down to see the show, and I didn't get a turn, and we all thought I would. It was this big emotional thing, and I cried so much on the way home, and I had to go back from Manchester to London that night just on a train. I don't know how long it took, just crying my eyes out all the way. A couple of days of like self-reflection.
Someone sitting in that train here like, what's that tall long black man crying?
Just seen Long Tall Black Man crying on a train. Hashtag
so sad.
Hashtag failed dreams. Hashtag you felt so bad. But then getting the call to go back, it's very difficult. Yeah. And it's wonderful. It's great news. And it's just at the moment very hard to get emotionally reinvested once you've depleted your soul.
You kind of stepped away.
Yeah, it took a couple of days to being there amongst all the contestants again to feel like I belonged there. And it wasn't until the battle that I felt, maybe I've maybe I belong here, because we did a great job. I'm really proud of that battle, because it wasn't a battle. We turned it into a duet. Me and Theo, we hung out every day, hour upon hour, working on the harmonies and little bits, and we went to like Nando's together, and it was we made something that we wanted to both be proud of.
Yeah.
And then we both got through. So best case scenario.
Well, it worked, didn't it?
Yeah.
It showed.
Yeah.
It works out.
It is, and was and will continue to be an emotional roller coaster. However it works out, it's something I'm so glad that I did. I'll never take any of it back, you know.
So obviously, as recording the show and everything at the time, we were at the knockout stages, so anything could happen from now on. Mm-hmm. And so to get into this point, right, beforehand, what's it like going through the process of meeting all the mentors and the coaches? Like, what was it like meeting like Paloma and meeting Ricky? And
also, like the first time that I met them, and anybody meets them, is
you
like,
saw the back of them, didn't you?
yeah. It's quite impersonal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, everyone else is facing my way. Why are you facing the other way?
You're like go off the telly.
Four people from the telly. Yeah. 4 people from the telly.
Turn around, please.
And yeah, you meet them like you see on the show. You meet them then and there. They turn or don't turn, and you have a little chat. And they said some lovely things, like they just wish that they turned. And I was standing there like, that doesn't help me. But thank you.
Hindsight's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. But then, like, obviously you end up with I just ended up with Paloma because somebody from Team Paloma dropped out. For personal reasons, so I'm in, and that's great. I would have chosen Paloma from the very beginning. Ricky probably a close second. Boy George close third. Will I don't think he's really got my vibe. He doesn't, I'm not what he's looking for, and that's cool. But he's so nice though. Like I would put that out there.
They're very particular. I find these coaches this year. They're very they know what they want.
Yeah,
and they're not afraid to say you're not my cup of tea. I don't need you on my team, and I don't want you on my team, sort of thing. They're like, I've got people like you. Like, that's what you got to respect, like that.
Yeah, there's no pandering, definitely. Like, they're cruel to be kind, but also quite kind as well. It's not,
They work in the business, they know what it's like. And they're not there to shatter your dreams. They're there to kind of reflect them and say, like, well, this is what you should be doing, this is what you...
They steer us, and Paloma takes the role of coach so seriously. She's really invested emotionally, and she knows what she's doing. She's a very perceptive woman. She knows our strengths, and she's really helped me. Like the stuff she said on the show and off camera, like to not worry about gender in your vocal, just sing the way you sing, because my voice is never going to get any higher than this. So that's that is what it is. And just to like play to your strengths and take people on a journey, because I have a tendency of being quite wacky, which I like, but sometimes it throws people off. They're all getting smooth into like the comfortable vibe, and then it's like and freaking people out. And like, what? Where are you taking us?
Yeah.
So yeah, she's
where are you taking us?
Full of great advice. Yeah. Like when I'm doing the music in like the back of my transit van, is when I get it's the most. Yeah.
Where are you taking us?
Taking you on a
What
journey.
made you realise that you could beatbox?
Watching Michael Jackson,
yeah,
one of his songs, In the Closet, is entirely beatboxed. I believe it's that song. There's no music on that
song,
on the recorded version. Every track is him doing the bass, the drums, the guitar, and everything.
I didn't know Michael Jackson could beatbox.
He's so good, and he used to sit and do it on shows sometimes. Like he was being interviewed by Oprah Winfrey, and he just randomly started beatboxing. And she's like, "Oh, Michael," well, she doesn't sound like that at all. But oh, Michael, Michael, you are so good. And he's like, "Oh, thank you, good." Yeah, I see my accents are all over the shop, so you can't blame me.
Yeah, I just can't do accents at all.
I really can't though, and there's no offence intended. Like I tried Welsh the other day, and it comes out as it is Caribbean. My Welsh is Caribbean. That's what it is. I just can't do them. As you can hear, that was...
Well, you're right there. You don't have to do accents because you're quite good at singing, so I won't worry about that.
I do singing accents, though. That's the cool thing. I reckon I can take off, like, Ray Charles, Johnny Cash, Michael Jackson, Bob Dylan. I could do them. Yeah. But then they say something that Dylan would say. I'm like, hey, I'm Bob Dylan. It's like I can't do the accent at all.
I can sing it, but I can't speak it.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Time Magazine. Everyone is just a colonel. Everyone is just like a Southern American... cotton farmer.
Yeah.
Miner.
So, at the moment, we're in the studio and you've got a Pikachu... I haven't actually asked what it is.
It's so much. It's a Pikachu... they're called a... I don't know. It's like a cushion that... listen, this is Velcro. Velcro. Yeah. It's a pillow that turns into a cuddly toy. So you can... It's a dual purpose
right.
plushy friend. And I love Pokemon, and I always will. And if I could get a job where I just get to talk about Pokemon all day, I'd be really happy. Like, we have these press liaisons for the show, and they, you know, if a paper wants to talk to us, then they put us through, la la la. And I always just keep saying to mine, please just get me a column in Pokemon magazine, because right now, people know who I am. They might not in a year's time. This is my one opportunity to feature in my favourite children's magazine.
There's a Pokemon magazine.
Yeah, it's called Pokemon Magazine. There's actually a few different publications. We've both got coughs as well.
I think I'm sympathy coughing.
Dry. It's like a dry cough.
I think because you coughing, and then I'm like, you cough. So it's like,
just to make it seem like I'm not being unprofessional, you cough as well to make me feel better.
Yeah, maybe, or maybe,
yeah,
maybe it's a fact we're subconsciously communicating via coughs.
Yeah,
we just don't realise it.
And play our coughs backwards. It's like a satanic message that we're passing each other.
That's what we're talking about.
The Pokemon, I love them. That's the take-home message here.
So you caught Ryan before we started doing the show. You caught Ryan in the studio
with a Pokemon. Like I caught him. Yeah. I walked in. He was quite shocked when I threw this ball at him, and then he was
You made him fight.
He was condensed into this sort of energy particle, and now I have him contained. And then I used him to battle my foes.
See, that's what's crazy about Pokemon. Is that the idea of it is like, oh yeah, and you're just stealing these animals, and making them fight
and dog fighting.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but they're cute, and they want to fight because they love you, and you are protecting them.
Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff could sing. Yeah, so I have an affinity with Jigglypuff. Not that I'm saying that I can sing. I'm just saying Jigglypuff sang, and it sang this song that was like, and it would put people to sleep. And then when it was asleep, it would draw on them like frat house style with a marker pen. That was its thing. I'm not making any of that up. That is what Jigglypuff did. It was like the karaoke Pokemon, I think it was called, or something like that.
Right, oh, okay.
Because Japanese culture, karaoke is really big. So it was like...
Karaoke?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what a Japanese translation of karaoke is?
Sing fun time.
I thought it was drunken singing.
Is it?
I thought it was.
It might very well be, because it's part of the culture, isn't it?
Nothing I say is true.
Do you just make that? See, I would have gone with that. And I would tell people, like a scholar. Like,
it would be like one of those things that just goes down the line, and it probably is true now because so many people said it.
Yeah, like Jedi's being a...
They've made it truth, yeah.
Do you karaoke? Are you karaoke? Or...
No, I can't really sing.
Okay.
So...
Cut that line of inquiry dead then. No. No, I've never sang.
No, like I said, I was on The Voice. No, I wasn't on The Voice. That was you again, so I'll keep mistaken. So.
Yeah, I always sing the same two songs on karaoke. I sing Johnny Be Good but Back to the Future style, and I do run around on the floor, do that side. You know when you lie on the floor and run sideways and you go in a circle with the microphone?
Well, like Homer Simpson does.
Yeah, I do that. Not so much anymore. Since I transitioned, I've been a little bit more sort of
ladylike.
Conservative.
Like, I don't want to just spinning around.
But even though I've transitioned, I still go on and do Johnny Cash, Ring of Fire.
Ring of Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I think I've heard you do that on performances before.
Yeah, I can't get enough of it. There's a girl on The Voice. Bless her, she didn't get a turn in the first round, but her name's Sammy Jo. She did June Carter song. And I was like, oh man, like we should get together on YouTube and do a June and Johnny Cash cover. So we're going to do, hopefully, Jackson. Well, I'm going to Jackson. Come on, Jackson Town. We're going to do that together. Yeah.
There you go.
I love this whole experience. So many collaborations.
So what's it been like? Say, like, just sort of leading up to this whole point, like, the whole Twitter. You really are making me cough because the whole Twitter, Instagram, social media, because obviously I've known you for a while. And you've never really been on it.
Thing.
I mean, like, the only time I used to communicate with you was either by text or Facebook.
Yeah.
But now it's like, Tall Dark Friend Facebook page.
Hashtag Tall Dark Friend.
Tall Dark Friend Instagram. And I'm like, wow. Are you going by Jordan Gray? Obviously, that's your name.
Show, because it would have been really out of context, I think, just to go on The Voice. And they're like,
big long black man.
Tall That's worse. No. You're taking it in another direction. But yeah. Like to go, oh, hi, I'm Tall Dark Friend. They're like, what does that mean? Where are the rest of you kind of thing?
Yeah,
like,
we don't like it.
Yeah. But it came from a time when solo artists with band names was really fashionable, like Get Cape, Wear Cape, Fly. That's when I came up with the name Tall Dark Friend. And it was from that time when a lot of people were doing that. So I'm just a sheep. I'm a sheep there.
Do you think you'll ever get rid of that moniker?
No, but I have a band now, a whole great 5-piece band. I'll say backing band, but to be fair, like we're we're a tight knit unit. It feels like
It's got to
like
be.
a full on. Yeah,
It's like Coldplay.
Yeah.
You know, where Chris Martin is the.
We are Coldplay, though. That's basically
you
it's
are Coldplay.
I took over the job of Chris Martin.
Your
and I
name is.
Tall Dark Friend.
We have called ourselves Coldplay.
But I think that the band will carry on with the moniker Tall Dark Friend, and I'll be Jordan Gray of Tall Dark Friend, which I kind of like. It's like handing the baton, but we're keeping it in the family, and I don't know. It's logistical. We'll figure it out.
See, I like the way your brain works, right? Because you're quite quirky and you're very quick-witted and you think on the spot, and you're very sort of the stuff you say can be very crazy and out there because it's just like you said earlier, random watermelon. So I'm going to just come up with a game.
Okay, I like that.
This game I've come up on the spot right now because that's what I do on this show.
Okay.
No preparation on my part. See, it's your downtime, see?
Yeah, it's relaxed, it's chilled. It's going to be chilled.
Stop coughing. I'm going to name some bands.
Okay.
And I want you to take their names and reverse them.
Right. In
So,
what sense? Because I could do an anagram, or do you mean backwards? Say them backwards?
So, here's an example.
Okay.
Coldplay would become Hot Stop.
Hot Stop. Okay.
Get it?
Yeah. And you could go in different directions with that, couldn't you?
You could.
Because
there's no right or wrong answer.
Warm work. Yeah.
So, if I just name a few bands.
Okay.
And then you could sit there and try and think off the top of your head. See if you've got the same
I
thinking.
Like that game already.
Yeah, see? Is it going to take off? Who knows? This could be the best game ever. It could be the worst game ever, but it might feel a couple of minutes. Okay, then. So, Coldplay.
Homework.
Oh, work and play.
Yeah.
I get it now. I was wondering what you were saying work for. So what's that got to do with it? I was like, okay, but I went with the stop one.
Yep.
All right, then. Oasis.
Dry place.
That'd be a great name for a band.
Not very sexy.
No. The Killers.
Oh, the Helpers. Oh, I'm going to do this game tonight.
I forgot bands now. Trying to think of band names.
That's cool.
The Automatic.
Oh, what's the other one? The Manual.
Manual. Yes, what I was thinking. Yeah. The Non-Automatic.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a band. I've gone out my head now.
I'll do some as well then. I'll chuck some back at you. The Red Hot Chili Peppers.
The Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
So it'd be blue, cold, jalapeno.
Quite similar to a chili pepper.
No, it was not a chili then.
Well, the obvious answer is a kumquat.
A kumquat.
It's the obvious.
So it's blue, cold, kumquat.
That's it.
Melon.
You can add another fruit in there if you so desire.
I'd say, yeah.
It's a full salad Yule experience. Okay, what about Keen?
Not bothered.
Yeah, exactly. This game is the best game ever. Okay, Blondie.
Darky.
Maybe steer away from the sort of atavistic term as darky. Brunette. I'm going to go brunetti.
Redhead.
Redheady.
You go redhead. Red.
Oh, ready.
Ready.
Simply Red.
Simply Red would be
complicated
blue.
We enjoy each other's company.
Spandau Ballet.
Oh, well, that's not the opposite to Spandau. Let me just check my rhyming dictionary here.
I don't even know what Spandau means.
Is it? I always thought of it right because it's the nearest word is spandex. So I used to think that was what it was. They wore spandex, but they didn't, did they?
No. They might have wore spandex a little bit.
Ballet. What? Cha-cha. We could call it the.
What's the opposite to a ballet?
The cha-cha.
The cha-cha.
Yeah, the cha-cha.
The cha-cha.
So, Spongle Cha-cha, which coincidentally is the name of my new project.
Oh, there you go.
Which is in fact a cha-cha project.
The cha-cha.
Yeah.
Culture club.
Oh, what's the opposite of a club? Like something where people have to stay away from each other.
Well, it's like a loner.
Yeah, or a prison.
Individual.
A culture, vapid, empty, prison. It's getting dark.
It is, isn't it?
I love Culture Club, by the way, now that I've been on the show. I know that's sounds obvious that I would say that, but I started chucking in lots of Culture Club songs during gigs. And before because I knew that I'd gotten, like, who I'd been turned for, and I knew that I'd come back, but I couldn't say anything, And it wasn't that long before, to be fair. But I did gigs, and I'd be chucking in, once people knew that I was going to be back on the show, but didn't know who turned for me.
Yeah.
Or if they turned, I was chucking in songs by different artists all the way through my set, just a line or two. People were like, I know. I read in so many magazines. I read one that said, she gets turns from Will and Ricky. I'm like, well, I'm not going to say anything about that, but that didn't happen.
So what would you say, like, going back to the whole Twitter, Instagram thing, what's that been like trying to get onto that bandwagon?
Well, I'm looking at my Instagram right now and it's not loaded. I'm on 1,244 followers, and I set it up just for the show, and it just bloomed, went bam. You've
gone under told a friend of it as well.
Yep.
So do you get a lot of people out there who are trying to find you but just can't find you?
I do think about that, and it haunts me at night. But yeah, it's filtered down. But in a way, it's also nice because it shows that the people that get to me have really tried. So therefore, they'll be really grateful of whatever they can find.
Yeah, they're like, so, I've found you.
I kind of like that. Beth Morris, who's wonderful, she's on the show as well. She's similar. She's, I believe it's Luna LePage. I'll make sure I confirm that later because I don't want to get it wrong. But yeah, she's on like Twitter as Luna LePage or Luna Page, because she's got an outfit outside of The Voice as well, which is incredible.
I think a lot of people have done like they'll kind of. This is what I like about The Voice is that I said this in the car. The reason I do like The Voice, I like the whole way it's set up, is that there's no bad singers on The Voice.
Yeah,
no one's gone there. There's no circus ridiculing the bad singers, and we're not meant to be watching it for the entertainment of that person was rubbish. Oh, look at this person. Why did they let that person through? I mean, because you're mocking people.
Yeah.
This one, you just got people that are good, and they're just going on there to try and impress with other people and try and just move on.
Yeah, and I think because people are so used to that format of wanting to like jump in and ridicule, people that are fantastic but do novelty style songs or songs in a very specific niche genre end up getting a lot of stick for it. They're like, oh, that was rubbish. Look, that was on par with some of the greats in that genre and everyone else in the competition, but people are still in that mind frame of the great public from other shows. Like say with Tammy Jo, she did what she did amazingly well. It's just very, very niche. So unfortunately,
just a country sort of style.
Yeah. It wasn't like that country, but it was a great little tune. But yeah, it's nice to feel like you're part of a show with so much integrity. Yeah. That's why I chose it, because they wouldn't have even seen me. So my transgenderism, I can't even say it anymore. I've said it so many times.
Is it becoming like means nothing now?
Yeah.
You're like everyone's transgender, aren't they?
I can't look at a picture anymore without thinking there is a chance that person's transgender, because I get sent so many pictures by different people for all different reasons. So now everyone is everything to me, which is really nice.
So now you become a right cynic.
Yeah.
You're like, that person's transgender.
But my whole transgenderism doesn't even come into play because they're facing the other way. So that's the best bit about it. I'm waving my arms around so much in the studio. That it's nice that they just listen to my voice and scrutinise my voice. I like my voice being under the microscope like that. It's my job. I should perform, and if I don't perform, then I didn't do my job properly.
Oh, look at you being a harsh critic on yourself.
Well,
I'm more of like, I try my best, whatever.
Yeah. No, I think life is short, and I do have a responsibility to not just be the best at what I do, but to make other people feel good about what they do and encourage other people to do it if they can. And yeah, I like it. I'm feeling super positive right now, but then I am on TV.
Yeah. You were quite a positive person to begin with, though. Like when I've met you before, like last time you were in the show, it was over a year ago.
Yeah,
and you were chatting, you were cracking jokes and chatting about stuff, and
I sort of think of that as being the rudimental minimum that needs to be done when you're on a podcast, though, to be fair. I mean, I'm back.
But no, I've never, every time I've spoken to you, you're always upbeat, positive, up for a laugh, willing to have a chat.
What's amphetamines?
You could have easily just like messaged me back.
Just let that one slide. Carry on.
You could have messaged me back and been like, no, I don't want to be in your podcast.
No,
I don't want to be in your radio show. Done twice now. Leave me alone.
I've done little bits and bobs all over Chelmsford. I've done for so many years, and I've said to them all in the last week or so, if I ever decline this, and for a reason that's not filming or whatever, then I'm not going to say shoot me on radio. Yeah, people take it seriously, but I don't deserve to be doing this job.
You have you have a right to yum.
Yeah, to give me a clip round the ear hole.
Yeah,
that's an old-fashioned expression. Like I did the Asylum the other night, and it was one of my favourite gigs that I've done for a while. I got really like sort of female Jim Morrison on everyone's butts. And I was doing my spoken word stuff with no music. I was Eminem-ing it up.
Yeah.
I honestly, like, this is, like, I'm proud that I made a statement, but I got so excited. I took my bra off and threw it into the audience.
As you do.
That happened. Happened. But it wasn't for titillation.
No.
It was taken the right way. I just got really into it. And it's, I'm not going to do that on national TV. So I think it was just in my mind. I was thinking, this might be the last time I get to do this. There's only 60 people there. It was crammed, actually. It was really busy.
It's a good little venue.
It was a great venue. It was so good.
Who else was on the bill with you?
We had Rasheen O'Hagan.
She is brilliant.
Handpicked by myself. I couldn't have done it.
Check you out. You know, you're like Rising. You're coming with me. You're coming with me.
Well,
join me.
I felt like I was supporting her to an extent. She's right really up there. And
You've got now to the point now where whenever you're with your sort of singing friends, you just turn your back on them and you say sing, and if I turn, you can come and perform. You can come and perform with me.
And we had new guy I'd never heard of before, and he so impressed me on the night. Sun Moon. Right, it's like electro. He's doing all. We've got a load of buttons and boxes in the studio right now. All these squares with buttons. He had like a lot of stuff up on stage with him. I sound like such a noob. I'm a musician, but I didn't know what he was using. I didn't know what this stuff was, laptop and stuff. And he had I
don't know what laptop is.
He had a mask on his face with eye holes cut in it.
That's a bit creepy, isn't it?
Yeah, it was, and it had all suns and moons on it. And I think it was like his first gig. He's been to uni to study music. Yeah, and it's like Sonic Arts, but it was like low downbeat dance music. I was really interested. It was like one long continuous song. Yeah. And then he stopped at the end and there was a big rapturous applause.
See you later.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. And he had a little pint, bless him, on the side as well. He'd be like really into it and then he'd just stop and have a little swig of lager and then carry on. I was really impressed. And then Rasheen, of course, is amazing.
She's really good.
And then I was on at the end and of course that was remarkable.
Yeah. No, I saw the pictures and that. I mean, I couldn't make it.
There's there pictures of me with my boobs out?
No.
Oh, good.
Luckily.
I'm surprised that people were so respectful because they were out for a little while.
Yeah, no, I saw a couple of selfies that you posted of everyone and people post pictures. What I'm liking now when I go through the thing, because I'm a personal friend on Facebook, when I see people post pictures with you saying, I met Jordan Gray, tall dark friend here, and it's like as if like, oh my God, you've never seen her before. And I'm like, I know her.
It's cute. I don't think I'll ever get used to it because it's really flattering, but all the press does kind of feel like the most natural thing in the world because it's what I've been aiming for 10 years. So now all this chatting and stuff, it's always still as exciting as it was before, but I'm not overwhelmed. I think physically it's just a little bit knackering. I'm on public transport like 7 hours a day or whatever.
There you go.
That's an exaggeration. I'm out and about for all day long. But
I hate people that exaggerate. The other day I had about 20,000 people exaggerate things to me.
That's the level of banter that you're getting.
Ooh, banter. Right, we're going to take another break because we've got to play some more adverts.
Okay. I've spent almost everything I have on what you played in the last gap.
So next one.
Play cheap things.
You listen to the Really Real Show. We'll be back after these ads with more Ad and Jordan.
And Jordan.
Something works, I don't know.
Adam Barker, the only man to ever get a radio show without being able to string a cohesive sentence together. His mom helped him write this, as a matter of fact.
And we're back in a Really Real Show.
Sex music.
Yeah, you like this music, don't you?
It does sound like enjoyable music. It's erotically charged. For Chelmsford.
For Chelmsford.
The birthplace of radio and so many babies.
Yes.
Because of this music.
Because of this show.
Yeah.
The show that conceived the next generation.
Oh, I like that. That's good in so many ways.
It is. So Jordan Gray has been on the show today, and guess what, guys? If you've just tuned in right now to the Really Real Show on Chelmsford Community Radio, you've missed so much.
Oh my God, so much.
So much. But you know what?
You talk too much, man, too much. What movie is that from? You talk too much, man, too much.
Is it
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh, Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, do you remember it?
Yes.
Yeah.
But, right,
sorry,
you lovely people out there who have missed the show so far, listen to this guy.
Make sure you check out the podcast. It's on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, and even Mixcloud. But not SoundCloud for some reason. Oh, I know why. It costs money. If you're already listening via one of those, then well done, you. No, seriously, well done. I don't even know how to log on to my iPhone.
There you go. He told you.
He's told me in so many ways.
Exactly. And obviously, if you're listening to this as a podcast, well done, you.
Who is that guy?
That is my friend from America. He's my Mr. Voiceover guy. He actually does a load of little intros and outros that go play out during the show.
He's mega American.
Adam Barker.
It's me.
He's had 2 tweets favorited by Danny Minogue, whoever the hell she is.
I like that.
I did that one.
That's true. That's a true story.
Yeah.
I like that.
She's favoured a few of my tweets. Yeah. I actually sent him that I wrote these. You know what I mean? I'm quite funny, you see.
And did them. Yeah. Like, there's no American guy.
No, and he actually sent this one back.
Okay.
Adam Barker. He's had 2 tweets favorited by Donnie Minogue. What? Danny Minogue? Is Danny Minogue Kylie Minogue's daughter? Whoever the hell she is. Oh, okay. Now I get it. Suck. I should have read that whole thing. Pretty clever.
I thought I'd keep that one in.
I like that. That's funny.
But what I like about social media and the things we love doing, and the fact that we get to meet people. You must have met loads of people in The Voice that you got friendly with and made friends out of, and that.
That is a really fantastic segue into this conversation that I can now have with you about the people that I've met, because like they are so great. Everyone's got their individual strengths, and I keep thinking of it as like a musical Justice League, like because everyone's got their style and really strong style.
High five that
together.
Yes,
there was audible high five on the show near the microphone. Yeah.
We didn't have to high five. I could have just done this. No one would know the difference of when we actually high fived or not.
I think there is a certain timbre to the opposing flesh, different flesh. You could hear the different fingerprints. Yeah.
So you think, that's the same?
Yeah. Call it now if you can tell whether or not it was both of our hands or just the one there.
Yeah.
On the CCR.
Yeah.
So the people I've met, right? Like Beth Morris is amazing. She's fantastic. Cody Frost is such a character. I absolutely love her. Like they're all fantastic. I've made so good friends with Mia Sylvester on this show. Right? She was. I don't know when this goes out. The last you would have seen of her is
last we saw of her. She was in the battles.
Right, she's just fantastic. She's so great. But we bonded over like our mutual love of Alan Partridge. Were you ever a fan of Alan Partridge?
Yes.
Right. So all
That's
she
why
does
I
all
do
day
radio.
long, yeah. Oh, okay. Right. So you can feel.
I didn't tell him that when I joined.
I would have loved to have seen you like open up like 6 a.m. show like Alan Partridge.
I used to do a 6 a.m. show. With wake up show, and then I used to just talk like.
Yeah.
Just talk like I was rambling non-coherently.
Who's that effeminate man with the lovely voice? It's Annie Lennox. That's all me and Mia do all day long, is send each other voice notes about the show. Yeah, they're fantastic people. But yeah, Alan Partridge, they're doing I don't know if I heard if it was a new series or something.
There is. It's on Sky Atlantic. It's called The Mid-Morning.
Oh, Mid-Morning Matters.
Yeah, they're doing...
So that's a second series of that.
That's on like Sky Atlantic.
That's
yeah,
amazing.
I think you can get it all on the sort of catch up and all that.
Yeah,
box sets.
I go for every day. I spend about 20% of my day thinking about what the world would be like if Pokemon was real, and about 30% of my day quoting Alan Partridge to somebody.
Yeah,
it's so sad. That's it. But every day, I absolutely love it. That's what makes my life.
Just Alan Partridge quotes. That's amazing. That's a good thing to go for.
Can you think of an Alan Partridge quote off the top of your head?
Yeah,
go on.
Smell my cheese.
A classic.
Yeah, Dave.
Yeah, Dad.
Yeah, and that TV show just had me in stitches. It was I use this one a lot. Blimey, it's hotter than the sun.
It's hotter than the sun. I love it so much. When his friend Michael makes him a helipad on the grass, he paints out this big circle with a H inside, but it does a little H instead of a big one. It's like, Michael, it's a baby H. So people can see it from space. If people saw that from space, I'd be embarrassed. I love it.
that. I'm going to need to watch more of that now.
So good.
Did you like the movie, Alan Partridge?
So good. And it was like, it wasn't watered down. Like you get these movies made out of series, but it was like a feature-length episode.
It was so funny.
So good,
I loved it. Cracked me up.
Yeah.
Especially when he kind of gets locked out. He's on the phone and he's like, I'm saved. But he wants to get back in there.
Fantastic piece of filmmaking. He's a genius.
Steve Coogan is, yeah. He's up there, definitely.
Did you see The Trip with him and Rob Brydon?
I loved The Trip because I just loved it when I did the Michael Caine off.
Every time, yeah.
Oh, because I try and do the Michael Caine.
Oh, we could do impressions. We're on the radio. What impressions can you actually do? As we've established,
well,
I can do
I don't think I'm that good at it, but I try to. I kind of have honed my own style of the impression. Yeah. Like I always do the Sylvester Stallone, like, what are you doing? I didn't talk about it.
That's all right.
Green and lazy. Green and lazy. Ain't gonna be no rematch.
I'll do one for you right now.
Yep.
Right. What's this?
That's Pikachu.
Pikachu. Pikachu. Pikachu.
It's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good one, yeah.
But not a Japanese woman. Like,
yeah.
Because the original she's amazing. When you see her, I mean, we've grown up with that show, so you see somebody do it in real life and it comes out of a human and not a little yellow mouse.
Yeah, it
it's
blows
really
your
weird.
mind.
Yeah. Okay, what else can you do?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, I suspect, I'm going to throw this out there, it's similar to your Sylvester Stallone.
Yes, it's going to be pretty much the same person. And it's like, is when
Oh, Adrian.
no, it's Total Recall Sylvester Stallone when he's stuck on my like he's like give the people the air.
Pinch of Tasmanian Devil in there.
It is a little bit. I could do
Good, better than me.
Bobcat Goldthwait. Remember him from Zed from Police Academy?
You know what? If you do it well enough, I
He used to be like,
I will remember. That's good.
That's Tasmanian Devil as well.
A lot of these are sort of inaudible sounds.
But I do try and do Michael Caine. So I'm like,
You're always supposed to blow the. That was John Travolta for a minute there. Sandy. Go on, Michael Caine. Let's hear it.
Okay, is that I could do my old Michael Caine, like Michael Caine when he's older now.
Batman Caine.
Yeah, so it's like Michael Caine's like, my name's Michael Caine.
Yeah.
And I am doing a radio show, but I'm starting to get a little bit older now, and a little bit of fog in my throat.
Yeah.
I would not. It was the size of a tangerine masterpiece. I would not bury another Wayne.
I like it. That's really good. Oh, I'm out of my depth because I'll be honest with you, my Pikachu is the best I have.
It was a good one. No, you do Johnny Cash. We know you do Johnny Cash and Bob Dylan singing.
Because you're mine, I walk the line.
Gotcha.
Yeah, all right. I'm both ends of the spectrum.
You are. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, we are reaching the end of the show. No, don't end. But do you know what?
Go on.
We still, because it's a podcast as well, radio fans, you don't have to end right now, because at 9 o'clock, Toby O's taken over. He's having his show, he's got great music. You can download the podcast and you'll hear extras, which is me and you still talking.
About things that we spoke about now, but with more detail.
Yeah, we can just
like
continue.
Yeah.
It's like at the end of a show, we go backstage, we go to the dressing room, we're all chilling out, get the Prosecco out, do another Loose Women's on the podcast.
Also, I will tell you a secret in the podcast extra that you're not going to hear right now.
On the radio, but if you download the podcast, just keep listening.
Yeah, there you go.
That's all you can do.
People that are now sitting on the radio are like, what do I do? How do I achieve
How
that?
do I do it? Well, easy. You go to Twitter, @RealShowCCR. That's real with 2 E's.
Yeah.
L show CCR. And there will be a link, and it'll take you to a Spreaker page, or you can gain it from iTunes, or from Stitcher.
And you know what? I'm going to be posting all this stuff up on my page. So
Yeah,
go
look
to
at
Facebook /TallDarkFriend, Twitter @TallDarkFriend, whatever @TallDarkFriend. Follow me. If you actually want to follow me, just follow me. Just not in a weird, creepy way. Like, stay about 300 yards away.
Yeah, let's keep it like normal, people. Let's keep it nice
And I'll leave
and
a
friendly.
piece of paper with the address to the podcast in my wake.
Yeah.
You can pick it up like a litter picker.
But you can pick up the podcast. That's what I'm telling you. I mean, keep listening to CCR. Toby O's up next, but download the podcast to your phone. And then walk around the house.
That's my favourite thing to do.
That's what you got to do.
I have it in the bath, in a saucepan, so the sound is amplified next to the bath. I don't have a bath in a saucepan.
Oh.
Like, the phone is in the saucepan next to it, and it amplifies it. A cup of tea in the bath with a podcast.
Yeah.
Love it.
Perfect. Yeah. Perfect.
Is that where we're ended? that would be perfect. Just a few more minutes, but no.
It would, okay, again. But so we are going to have to leave you now because Toby O's taking over at 9. But make sure we catch up with like this has gone out on Saturday. So obviously, if you've been listening to this, you've missed The Voice.
Oh yeah, keep watching The Voice.
It's on catch up. Yeah. You can catch up with it.
I personally, I mean, I can't be objective, but it is the best season
the best show
I've
ever.
seen, and it's the best talent show that's out there. And it's so great. It's so fantastic. And now that I've told you that how great the BBC is, you can watch it and be like, they get to like enjoy this. They're not being exploited. They're actually enjoying themselves because we are. Yeah. It's great. Like,
exactly.
Enjoy it.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you know how to find Jordan. She's all over the Twitters, Instagrams and Facebooks.
So much.
Yeah.
On Instagram as well.
Yeah. You're all there. Pictures of us going, little selfie. All right, so I'm going to leave you all guys now. So, Jordan, do you want to sing us out with like a Pikachu song?
That's not a thing, but
it's not
I'm gonna be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause. A British version. Pokemon, gotta catch them. It's you and me. How long have we got? I know it's my destiny.
I just fade you out.
Oh, you're my best friend. Oh, we're fading back in with that. Pokemon.
That's perfect. That works easy.
That's wicked.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. That's the show.
Oh, we are recording right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
That's the show's done.
That's the show's done. But the podcast continues for the next little bit.
12 hours.
Yes, it continues for the rest of your life. We are going to be embedded in your brains.
How do you think the radio show went?
I really enjoyed it.
I was nervous.
Was you really?
Yeah, I
Why?
feel intimidated by your Michael Caine.
Why?
It's a good Michael Caine.
There's a size. The tangerine masterpiece.
I don't really know what that means, but
He says it in Dark Knight.
oh, okay. Where? When?
When he's talking about...
the ruby.
The
'Cause
diamond.
You said earlier, I can do Michael Caine with a frog in his throat. And you're like,
It's like the size of a tangerine.
I thought you meant the frog. I thought he was improvising. Okay, I get it.
Oh, Christ.
A frog in my throat, the
Yeah.
size of a tangerine.
Sounds like Alan
I
Partridge.
can't do anything. I can do Alan Partridge, I'll be honest. I can do it.
That's it. So you had fun though, yeah? Good show?
I did. I always do. I like coming here. It's just so... You guys are so out in the sticks. So it's like an adventure getting here.
Yeah.
What are we going to do on the way home?
We're going to get McDonald's.
Yeah. Or an unnamed, unbranded fast food chain
That's true.
that will poison us. like it could be any of them could poison
Yeah.
us. I think this is basically common knowledge that fast food is not very good for you. That's all right to say.
But no one cares really, do we?
Yeah.
Because if it was that bad that we cared, we'd stop eating.
Oh yeah. It's,
So, because there's limits, right? We live in a world. I'm going to get deep now. We live in a world where we know killing people is not good.
yeah.
So the majority of people don't do it,
yeah.
right? We know that eating fast food is not good for you. Majority of people still eat it.
Yeah. It's like
We're very fickle.
our chemical dependency, our chemical and base natures do overtake our like morals on an animal thing. They don't happen. It's a societal thing. Our self-awareness came after our consciousness. Consciousness will always win out. So whatever you want to do will win out over what you think you should do most of the time. Very, very good moral people are the ones that flip that balance, aren't they?
Mm.
Yeah. Even Gandhi was like a bit of a
Big Mac
sometimes,
fan.
Yeah. Sometimes.
He loved the Big Mac.
Yeah. I didn't know if that was a swear word. Like
What, Big Mac?
no, Big Mac. Oh yeah, we'll call it that. We'll use those euphemisms. He just did some things that weren't very good. He was obviously a brilliant man, but he did some stuff that was not so good. Like, and Jesus was not perfect. Don't throw that out there. Like, everyone and the nastiest, most awful people had some redeeming features, just not enough to make them good people. Like, it's just it is what it is. Why do we get so deep?
I don't know. the talk of food sent us deranged.
Yeah. Oh.
So the podcast, right? This is the podcast. We're ending it out now. We're sort of saying thank you to everyone for listening.
Yeah.
But obviously you've done this show a few times, podcast, but you've also done the Scroobius Pip podcast.
I did. Oh,
what was that like?
Pipstar. I bumped into his father the other day in HMV, right? Because I was like trying to be nondescript and just looking at anime.
As you do, yeah.
On my knees. Like, so no one could see me because everyone kept coming over and wanting, and it's nice, la la la, they want to talk.
Oh, get off the telly.
And this hand just came out into my vision and he was like, went to shake my hand and I took it like he was like a knight and he like lifted me up into the light and he was like, well, I'm Scroobius Pip's dad. I was like, oh, hello. That's really nice of you to lift me up off the floor. Scroobius is brilliant. He's amazing. He's wonderful. All them adjectives and more. My spoken word stuff is taken off quite well, just of its own volition, and it's massively down to him tweeting about it to his fans. And then I was on these podcast distraction pieces, and then I went and saw the live filming of his podcast and surprised him by being in the Q&A line, and he got me up again, and we sort of rekindled that whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love spoken word, and he's a fantastic example. He's a very creative man.
I'm a big fan of Scroobius
Yeah.
Pip. I've been for many of years.
Yeah.
The stuff he did with Dan Lassac was pretty immense.
Just the beat that my heart skips.
Yeah, love
gets
that.
me every time.
Love that whole album.
Yeah, really, really awesome.
Angles are one of my favourites.
Oh yeah, early stuff. We recorded, me and my old acoustic band offshore in the same studio as Dan Lassac for a little while. Oh no, we're going to rewind even further. He was working with a guy called Ela, I can't remember. And we recorded in his studio, and there was rumblings of him then. You know, he's already had taken off when I was a teenager, so we listened to his stuff all through college. But they had this great song that was like, "When I grow up, I want to be an astronaut. When I grow up," it rings in my head every time I think about him. Really cool.
So what's it like being on this podcast? I might do a live Q&A soon. You want to come?
Yeah. You're going to do it in Leicester Square, yeah?
Is that where he did his?
She's just winding up in it. And you're like, no, we will be in the O2 Academy, obviously.
I can't compete with Scroob.
Oh, he'd love to meet you. He would love to meet you. He's very...
I'm a nothing. Why would he that would meet me?
You're pioneering.
Pioneering nonsense.
Well...
Someone's got
in an objective universe, nonsense has just as much credence as order.
They're like...
I can't not... For some reason, it's coming back to poignancy or attempted poignancy.
They're like, you know the reason why everyone loves Alan Partridge? Because he's like a terrible radio host.
Yeah.
You are like the equivalent that just... You've taken it too far. That people don't like you.
Me?
Me!
I thought it was just...
Yeah, this is how we end the show. I've like built you up for like a good hour and then get to the end and go, anyway, Jordan,
the secret
I hate you. I don't think you're good at all. Oh, no, don't say that. Someone will take that and I'm going to get some death threats online.
Oh, no, that's that clip out of context.
That's the one that it makes the newspaper goes, Jordan Gray gets bullied on a podcast.
God. I did a radio show. I'm not going to say what it was or where it was, but it ended up the content of it going onto Twitter. And I was talking about drag queens and they said, are you a drag queen? I said, well, no, I'm not. Like, I love drag queens. I'm just not funny enough to be one. Little cheeky throwaway line.
Yeah.
Comes up on Twitter. Jordan Gray, I'm a woman, not a drag queen! Exclamation mark. I was like, what do you mean? I love drag queens. Now I've got all drag queen people that be like, oh, drag queen people.
Don't like me.
Yeah, exactly. And I absolutely adore drag queens. Most drag queens I've seen have been hilarious. They're full of confidence and they treat it as an art form. It's not always a comedy thing. It's very, very serious. Very, you know. But I was just making the distinction. And then now it's like a hate thing. It's like, Jordan, I'm not a drag queen.
You got to be careful with stuff like that nowadays. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just...
So I can go on Twitter and say what I want. No one cares.
Maybe therein lies the beauty of this relationship. You can say what I want to say to people. Like
we give them too much away.
I
want
to say something mildly incendiary, but it's just my cheekiness coming out. I can't. Blooming people of some places are not as good as others in other places. Like. I can't. I actually don't have it in my body. I'm well too diplomatic, I think, for my own.
You're too kind.
Too boring.
You're not boring.
Well,
you're the opposite of boring.
Thank you.
If we were playing that game again, we'd have to do the reverse of the thing.
Yeah. One more for the road.
One more for the road. Right.
The doors.
The windows.
Well, same area.
They're both open and closed.
I like that. But does that make them opposite of one another? All right. Okay. The black eyed peas.
The white. Nose, carrots.
Yeah, that's the best one.
The Kaiser Chiefs.
Well, no, you pick ones that don't have any context. The Kaiser were like when they are German. I don't know. I'm not going to say the wrong thing here. They were some politically affiliated party of some point. The Kaiser. So we just had to pick something that wasn't.
All right. Okay.
Like wild animals.
I don't know.
The super furry animals.
So it'd be.
Not so.
What's the opposite to super? Average.
Yeah, the
average
bald. The average naked
human.
That is an amazing name. The average naked human is 6 foot tall and weighs about. I enjoyed myself. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for coming on the podcast. It's been a right laugh.
You know how microphones have like this fluffy thing on top?
Yeah.
Your one is pink.
It is, isn't it?
I'll leave people with that.
I didn't choose it. It just in the studio.
It's your studio, so.
Yeah, well, there we go. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. You can give us a tweet at Real Show CCR, or you can give us a tweet at Barker Podcast, or you can give Jordan the tweets, Instagrams, Facebooks.
You got to time it so that's how it like goes out. It's like that's the echo on the end. Do you remember we have the echo?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So you say the end and I'll do the
like... that's how we're going to end the podcast, yeah? All right. So that'd be like, goodbye, everybody.
It didn't do it.
I haven't got the echo.
Are we still on air?
Yeah.
Oh, you have to do the echo for me.
Okay.
That's it.
Adam Barker. He used to have a co-host called Parker, but even she's abandoned him. I don't blame her.